I demand it.
Okay, we are
But
now
no,
officially
really.
I'm going to
live.
grow more irritable and impatient.
Don't you sit in the grocery store parking lot eating your dinner and watching a movie on your phone?
Of course I do.
Who doesn't?
Wait, no, I don't. Not the grocery store parking lot.
Well,
It's in the porno theater parking lot. Thank you very much.
Minnow. All right, first question of the night. Are we
Hey,
playing as
What
boy
are we
or
playing?
girl?
Is
We
it Gogs
are.
or Bob?
Well, I'm a boy, so that's my vote. How hot is the girl? I haven't opened up Twitch yet.
very pixely.
They're both pretty
wait,
pixelated,
wait.
and
Probably
Is-
about 14.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, go for the guy.
yeah, strike that.
I was
Strike
gonna
that.
say
Strike that. Now that I have the screen open, I rescind that prior comment.
that's not really a valid question. Yeah.
All right, so we've got one vote for Prince Adam of Eternia here. Anybody else?
Holy shit, it really is.
If it's Prince Adam, you're gonna hear like what's going on at least 3 times during this stream.
Do
I
it.
can live
do
with
it.
that.
Do it.
I'm just laughing because their shorts are the same. You know,
When I'm
the skirt and
lying
the
in
shorts are
bed.
the same length.
What's in my
Equality.
head now?
Scream at the top of
I'm
my
feeling
lungs.
a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get
Why
why
did you not name him Bobathan as you should have?
What's
Not
going
as
No, we're
season.
naming him after the previous Bob that we played as in the previous stream.
And us
Also,
say, hey, hey,
We're
hey,
excited that Hank recovered at our concert.
Hey,
what's going
what's
on?
going on?
It's going to be so disconnected, like on the VOD. I don't even care.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it was not in
Proper.
sync at all.
Everybody
It
was
should
on a
be in
different-
sync.
It shouldn't be.
Different
It should never be in sync.
It's
No,
never.
I'm reading. So I'm finally reading. Star of the Giants, which
Oh,
is
yes.
as foundational a comic as you can imagine. And
It's also foundational as an anime, but I will talk about that in a moment.
okay, sure.
Continue your thought.
No, but what's amazing to me is how can I put this? It's an incredibly bitter comic, right? Because the point is that like these children these children have become lack of a better word, these children are the Imperial Japanese Army. Like they've recaptured the spirit of Yamato, and every adult they interact with is fundamentally broken in some fashion.
For
It's
those unaware, oh, good.
Yeah, but no, I was going to say it is an incredibly reactionary comic. It is a dazzlingly reactionary comic because it even comes down to if it has a criticism for the adults in this comic, it's that they were not equal to their imperial ambitions, and now they are like unworthy of the of the samurai spirit of these young boys. Anyway, please go on.
Just so that we don't leave most of this call behind, Star of the Giants is a foundational sports manga. Like the Star of the Giants is in reference to a baseball team. For just so that we don't leave people behind completely. Star of the Giants is also just a foundational work of anime in the context of being like foundational to the concept of filler in shonen.
Oh Jesus! Yes.
Like the concept of having to of being like, well, this episode needs to stretch out longer because we need time for source material. So this entire episode is going to be lead up to a pitch that doesn't actually happen.
Or like endless episodes of special training. This is the comic that invented the special training. There is in fact a straight line from Star of the Giants to Dragon Ball Z in that way.
Yeah, there's a recurring item in the Yakuza games that I love. That's just a horrible training harness from Star of the Giants that you use to like boost your EXP gain.
Yeah. So the first thing that happens in this comic is that the um the crippled the crippled war veteran father of the main character, who is now an barely holding it together alcoholic, like just gutter drunk. They're living in a shanty town in the worst part of Tokyo. And his father is an abusive gutter drunk. And what's amazing is like every single character turns around and like will say to the boy, you're the reason your father won't stop drinking. It's like his older sister. It's because you act like this that father won't stop drinking. And then like the little boy gets off by himself. It's like, father almost stopped drinking, but I wasn't strong enough.
Star of the Giants is also very foundationally influential in being like there's like this recurrent theme in sports manga going forward of there are two options for your protagonist. They basically don't know what the sport is, or they despise it with every fiber of their being.
Nothing. There's never a sports manga guy who's like, yeah, I've always kind of liked field hockey. I thought I'd give it a look.
Yeah, I guess I'll get into field hockey. I will have normal reasons to get into field hockey. It's like, no, you will live your father's dream. His dream was crushed by World War II. You will resent every second of it. But you will have to live up to the dreams of your father, who has crippled himself by through both war and alcoholism.
And it is explicit that like this child's own education must necessarily suffer so he can be the best possible baseball player. Like there's a scene where his father has built like this horrifying like weighted punishment gimp suit that this little boy has to wear under his clothes all the time. And it is so painful to wear this thing that he cannot even write his own name anymore. But he must never take it off, and he must never tell anyone that he's wearing it. In fact, at one point he tells another child that he's wearing it, and his father begins violently beating him and then throws him out of the house and begins drinking straight from the bottle of sake. And like like the kid's older sister's like, "Oh no, I can't run after him because if I'm not here to calm him, he'll drink until he passes out." And the child is like running down the Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
And the child's like running down the street being like, "Father, I'm sorry." It's just
I love that this was like in part commissioned by the owner of the Yomiuri Giants, and this is what they got in response.
Iki Kajiwara is a man of singular how can I put this? Kazuo Koike, it was for a time very, very popular to like, oh, you want to read the craziest goddamn thing you've ever seen. Yeah, pick up any Kazuo Koike book. Because, Kazuo Koike is among other things, a ludicrous sex pervert. And that goes in, it just drips into everything he does. But Kazuo Koike is still a person with identifiably human values. Like parents should love their children. The rich should care for the poor.
That might be expressed extremely strangely because he's going to write like fucking Crying Freeman or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's identifiable.
Yeah. Iki Kajiwara presents a world where, like, it's not even a warped morality. It is like a fucking non-Euclidean Cthulhu morality.
It is mythical.
Yeah. No, it is almost straight up like you know how like when you read the Iliad, you are presented with these people who have a moral system that is absolutely disgusting, but also completely coherent.
that was a strong influence on manga going forward. You saw a lot of that. Like these people have a morality that is honestly, genuinely baffling for a very long time. It took a long time for it to reach a point where like most anime characters have an identifiable morality. I feel like the last of the truly baffling non-Euclidean moralities is like held up in side characters from Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, yeah. Like no, not Kenshiro, because Kenshiro,
Yeah, Kenshiro has an extremely like understandable morality,
he
but the
does. He does.
side characters are often bizarre.
Oh, completely. Yeah, Shu, for example.
And
The way,
sometimes those two things collide in the weirdest way. Like Souther being eulogized as his only crime was he loved too much, not the enslaving children to build a pyramid.
yeah, the villain. I think Fist of the North Star's quantum leap forward is that it is the villains in Fist of the North Star that have, as we were saying, the non-Euclidean, that non-Euclidean morality. Like, whereas Kenshiro has, like, I think what a Nietzschean would call just straight up slave morality. And it's what makes Kenshiro beautiful, because Kenshiro is also
He is the end of century savior.
He is the end of century savior. The only guy who's purer than him is Toki, and Toki is explicitly
Toki was
pure to
destroyed
live.
by the world.
Exactly. Toki is so, his morality is so pure that the world can only destroy him.
I feel like it's probably not a coincidence that like the works of Kajiwara that have found the greatest lasting impressions among like Westerners are ones that are either they are uh so cosmically they're couched in a concept that's already cosmically absurd, like Tiger Mask, where the fact that Tiger Mask's morality is completely alien is like papered over by the like unreality of professional wrestling,
Yeah.
or they are or it's like Ashton Joe, a show that has like Joe is a huge asshole and he never fully stops being an asshole, but like the worst aspects of his personality do get sanded away.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think boxing is also I think a milieu in which in which that sort of Bronze Age or even Iron
Epic
Age
storytelling.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
classical epic storytelling.
That's it. Like that Homeric that Homeric quality is expected in boxing, because boxing is itself, a prehistoric savagery that is also in its way
Nothing
beautiful.
expresses that better than the Ashton Joe 1 opening. It's so dramatic in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I am watching Gogglebob play this game as Fanboy and TV discuss the history of anime. And
excuse you, the history of Gekiga?
Oh, apologies. And holy shit, this game looks so fucking awful.
Like, it has gorgeous sprite work. Brownie Brown never failed on that, but like the actual gameplay just looks absolutely wretched.
Just the experience of watching it in motion makes me sad.
And if it makes you feel any better, we are remaking a game that tiger battle occurred within the first 30 seconds. We had to deal with 8 minutes of cutscenes to get here.
This is remake 2 of
yeah, that's the other thing that stuck out. We've been going for 15 minutes, and I think you finally started actually playing the game.
Yes, exactly.
I believe this is remake 1 of 3.
How many remakes do you need? This is in Final Fantasy VII.
It kind of depends on if you count the second remake as different between the mobile and the Vita version.
No, I was actually talking about the feature phone version that is Lost Media.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, sure.
Which looks and plays more like a more colorful up-res Game Boy game.
Right, folks?
Oiranya kemono no.
Lion Kamala wants you to think that the media is lost, but it's not
Oh,
lost.
no.
It's right here. We're watching
Oh
it.
no.
We're watching it right
Oh
now.
god. Oh god. I'm eating my burrito, so I don't have to think about that.
I said, hey, what's going on?
And I say, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. Just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings.
Oh God, no! You know what? This is a wild fucking thing. I cannot find the Ashton no Joe opening on YouTube.
It's so
Like,
hard. They protect that shit.
that
Let me see if I can
is
find this.
we're fucking locked down. This is incredible.
I like my dream is that someone licenses the
All right.
some Japanese satellite company did like a 4K restoration of Ashino Joe from the like film negatives it was recorded upon,
That is beautiful.
Shit.
and I would kill for that.
Same.
I just want to watch. All I want to do is watch Carlos Rivera in staggering 4K.
Absolutely glorious. Okay, I have it. Oh, sorry. Go on, AB.
I just say I want to watch a man dressed as Santa Claus fighting Joe, fighting Yabiki Joe in the snow.
Good call. As do we all.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
Anyway.
so regarding Sword of Mana, I think the moment where I realized, oh, this is gonna piss me off, was when you finally, after a million hours of cutscene for a guy who doesn't have a name or personality,
Oh, wait, excuse me. No, the one change that Sword of Mana made was that now the hero isn't just a random gladiator. He's someone whose parents were killed by the main villain and was then conscripted into being a gladiator, which means he
right,
has
like I said, not a name or personality.
he has the exact same origin as Conan the Barbarian. He's a wheel idiot.
Fucking egg. Whatever. Point is, the second you swung your sword for the first time and I saw the sword slash animation, I was just like, holy shit, that barely extends from the box of your character, because your character is very rectangular. He's a little rectangle. You could draw a little box around him and he would barely be outside or inside of it. He fits it perfectly. And the sword barely left that box. And I'm like, I don't think they understand how swords in 2D video games have worked since 1980. They have to extend beyond the character's model.
Look at this Ken Staden looking motherfucker.
I didn't understand that, but I assume I agree.
It was a joke about the idea. Like I was thinking of games that I with pathetic sword lengths, and I was just thinking of, oh yeah, Master System game, Ken Staden.
There you go. It's like the game has, like, think like a Link's Awakening Link, right? His sword, he is one square big, and his sword extends one square.
Mm-hmm.
And it works perfectly. It's flawless. And I see this guy and I'm like, he is 2 squares big, and his sword goes, I don't know, like half a square. It's fucking terrible.
Hard to say.
So we immediately.
Oh, is that the girl you didn't choose?
Yes, that is Gog.
Gog and Magog.
Gog and Magog. Oh dear.
Bob.
Magoggle Bob.
Magoggle Bob.
Magoggle Bob.
Magoggle Bob.
I am reasonably certain that that this game is about religion, and both of these people worship Marduk.
Say what you want.
But that fishing rabbit earlier, he is Zoroastrian.
Oh, I think that was a cat.
It had fucking long. I'm not even gonna try. No.
The thing they were fighting?
Oh god, I forgot
I think
this
it
game
was
had
fishing.
a
That's what
stupid
we're
ass
looking for,
like,
AB.
crafting.
What's
thing.
that?
I linked to something in the general. I hope that's what we're looking
Yeah,
for.
I saw it.
Blinkweed.
Ashtawa Dochita.
Okay, yeah. The act of cutting grass in this offends me.
I'm just
Like
like
cutting
some
grass
point,
in a Zelda game, it's not even an issue. Cutting it here looks miserable.
I'm imagining if this game really was about like, if it really was about ancient pagan religions. Like, say what you will about Moloch. Yeah, they have to burn a lot of kids, but they really get things done.
The crops always came in.
Yeah. I mean, we buried a bunch of dudes alive at our city gate, and what do you know? That city gate is still standing. That's results right there.
Can't
Yeah,
believe that you're talking shit about Moloch.
It's like, so there I was grinding the bones of my ancestors to make bread, while the wicked Babylonians cheered above me, and I said, I really,
Flawless
It's either
timing,
that or
fanboy. A+, 5 stars.
It was either that or two princes, right?
Oh, Gagabob, next week are you going to play the PS2 Europe exclusive He-Man game?
No, I am not.
He-Man.
But
Based on the
Okay.
short-lived 2002 era reboot?
yes, which was my favorite He-Man reboot because it tried to be so serious with a character named Buzz-Off. Like it was fun.
I saw exactly one episode of that He-Man cartoon, and in it, the character named Mecha Neck, who is a dude whose neck gets long. And this very obviously is, well, we had some telescoping plastic molds. So there you go. Had a dramatic
Fuck, I
turn.
just
And
had,
the
like,
entire
the best,
episode was
worst idea.
dedicated to him. And ended with He-Man telling Mecha Neck, that sure is a neck you have. Mecha Neck felt better about himself. And I was like, wow, this show is bad.
Fuck, I just had the best idea ever. I'm going to make an Outer Heaven cast that is every version of He-Man except the original. And the
Yeah.
movie is just the live-action one with Frank Langella.
oh yeah,
There you go.
there we go, there we go.
100%.
I love it. Frank Langella, man, an actor we have great respect for here on the Even Worse cast.
And a movie that is amazing to watch just because they could not splice together properly the times of day when it was filmed. So if you pay attention to any of the outdoor scenes, they go through like three
Listen,
different times.
Canon Films having some tough times.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put all of our money and set it on fire.
So what I'm
That's-
wondering right
Yeah.
now
Yeah, it's
is
money to
why
spend?
the adorable rabbit has an ox skull in its body.
All
Well,
monsters
you
in the
like
game
to
are
know.
made
Saving
from
it
the
for
same
a
collection
rainy
of bones.
day.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. I'm a big
You.
fan of skeletons, so I get it if it's just like, hey, kick-ass bones. I think I'll keep these. But like,
Nice head, I think I'll take it.
nice head. I think I'll take it. Nice head. I think I'll take it. What are you doing here?
Heretics!
Boy.
Now I'm noticing I come up shockingly little in the Goggle Bob show notes. I've got to up my game.
I note every time
I consider
you show
myself
up.
to have scored points every time I show up.
It's like
find
Ample
that
Vigor
I-
shows up. It's
I
like,
find I get mentioned like in upsized amounts in his summaries, which is strange to me because I don't have anything worth saying.
To be fair, you do talk over people a lot, though.
That is true. I am very loud.
ah,
I mean, I
About
think this
quantity.
is just a reflection of our own various neuroses. Like, Beat is the kind of person who notices himself over and over again, so he thinks he sees himself more often. Whereas, like, Ample is more humble and is like, oh, I don't see myself at all.
Wow,
I
you
just
just
don't see
called
myself
me
at all in there.
You just called me an arrogant asshole.
Yes.
An
I
arrogant
agree.
son of a bitch, if you will.
Yes. I'm into it.
Love
Play an
me,
arrogant
hate me,
sons of
just
bitches
don't ignore
track.
me. Y'all broke bitches better get my name right in the papers.
So, fanboy, please enlighten us. What else is Brownie Brown of it, like, responsible
Mother 3.
for? Okay, Mother 3.
Magical Vacation, Magical Star Signs.
Oh, Magical Star Sign, yes.
They're now called One Up Studio. They do assistance on Mario games usually.
No, lovely.
Huh.
Good for them. That's nice, solid work.
I remember like reading the name Magical Vacation in like I guess it must have been 2001 when I was just
It was a
coming
2001
around
era GBA game
on
that did not come out
IGN
here.
all the time and being like, I wonder when that will get released. And then like 2 seconds later, I said, oh, obviously never. I will never see a game called Magical Vacation on a United States shore shelf. That's insane.
We did get a sequel though.
Fuck. Why?
Because early DS games were slim pickings.
Yeah. Early DS games, and you were buying the DS fat. You were a man who had, you
You had
had
Metroid Prime Hunters First Hunt. You had Feel the Magic XYXX.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you were feeling spicy, you might have Yoshi Touch and Go.
I would also
when
like
did Puyo Pop Fever come out?
Oh, that's around the right time.
Yeah, no, because I
if you-
played hell of Puyo Pop Fever with my friends. So
If you
back in
or
the
your
day,
parents were sufficiently uninformed, you might have Ping Pals. Incredible work.
I also have early release for the DS. I think it's called like Zookeeper or something like that, but it was a random
Yeah, that's what
like
that's called.
match 4.
Yep.
Bought that because it was $30.
There wasn't a good DS. There wasn't like a truly great DS specific puzzle game until Medios.
Agreed.
Mm.
But
And
yeah,
I mean, Medios is great.
Medios rules.
I will state that the part of the reason I got Zookeeper was because I had the brilliant idea, which is still, I feel, accurate, that since we had a Game Boy Advance slot in the DS, for long trips I could put an action game in the GBA slot and a puzzle game in the DS slot, and then I could switch between the two as according
Not
to
the worst
the
idea.
mood.
It's not the worst idea. It's very sensible. I did the same thing plenty of times.
Yeah, no, that was back in the day when the idea of having multiple games loaded onto your portable system was just a foolish dream.
Oh yeah, so decadent. Nowadays, I don't even like. Nowadays, I'll be like, I want to play my Switch. What game do I have in there? Well, I guess I'm playing that game.
it's like yes, puppies and kittens. My world, puppies and kittens.
It has been
That's
Tears
Dog
of the
Island.
Tears of the Kingdom has been in there for I'm shit you not at least a full calendar year at this point. And I love Tears of the Kingdom. I happily will just keep playing it forever. So I just keep playing it.
That's good. That's good. I've been on the last fight in Ori for a month now, and I hate the concept of video gaming.
Ori in the Blind Forest or something
Yeah,
else?
blind. No. The other one after that, Will of the Wisps.
Will of the Wisp, yes.
I hear that. I hear
Even
Ori and the
harder.
Blind. It is. Jesus. No, this game is like it's such a charm. It's such an aesthetically charming game, and
Oh yeah, no, I've played it. I'm a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It's a gorgeous game.
It's very well designed. Like the controls are great. Like great systems. It also. That's what I hate about it because it's such a well-made, well-designed game that every single aspect of it
You
pisses
wish you
me
enjoyed
off
it.
is there on purpose. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I wish I enjoyed this. Like this is an incredible
I wish
work
I
of
didn't
art.
feel like I was being punished.
Yeah, it's like I just not into this. Yeah, it's like you gotta shake hands. Be like I'm just not into being punched in the pelvis like this.
Sometimes
Maybe you should
Keep
go.
it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings.
Exactly.
what does this dude like dancing like that behind the counter for?
Those
I
are
have
all
worked
He's
merchants
behind
of
very
the
happy to
Mazda.
have a job.
I have worked behind many counters, and if I was dancing, it was because something like strange had happened at work.
You didn't read his employee handbook. You don't know how much he has to dance.
Frankly, I feel like he should get a new job. I feel like he has every right
In
to just
the
drag his boss out
RPG
to the
village with
street.
the three jobs.
Look,
That
we have
means-
There's shopkeeper, there's innkeeper, and then there is like sometimes there's like the guy who sells you like quest items.
Sometimes there's like a flavor guy who's like gardening a patch of earth that could grow maybe 5 tomatoes generously.
Yeah.
You could apparently just be an unemployed villager.
I mean, we've
in
got
this
plenty of
economy?
unemployed villagers.
That's what I'm doing.
Maybe this is like their purgatory. Like they have died, and for their sins, they have to spend this entire game just like walking around back and forth, waiting for
That's what I do.
the main character to make use of them.
That's
Something
filthy.
like, I beat Echoes of Wisdom, or
Nice.
I reached the credits, and then it dumped me back into the game and said, "Hey, you missed Echoes here, here, and here, and you're missing a ton of heart pieces. And why don't you just go fuck around?"
Good old rock and roll road show. I gotta go Saturday night.
So, like, I would
Mhm.
say it is a pretty good video game. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad to hear that. Particularly
Never
given
quite gelled with the combat style. Like, people tell you, "Oh, you're just doing it wrong," and no, I'm not. Fuck you. I'm not doing it wrong.
Don't keep telling you you're doing it wrong, though.
Like liars.
You know,
Oh,
I
man,
can't
I was-
notice that skeleton popped out a rabbit every time.
I'm watching the
Saturday.
lovely animated gifs on Gogglebob, gogglebob.com.
Gogglebob.
Gogglebob.net.
The Goggleball
Goggleblob?
blog.
Blah, blah.
The blog that's run entirely by the man who hates and wants to destroy Gogglebob, but not like in any meaningful way, just by driving down your SEO.
Goggleblob.bog.
Gogglebob.blog.
The Goggle
Yes.
blog bog.
The goggle boggle loggle
Gobble
loggle the goggle loggle.
Every sentence is basically the same, but ends with the phrase "like a giant idiot."
Oh, look at me. I'm Gogglebob.
Oh, I hate myself, but not as much as I would hate me if I was someone else. Doesn't make sense. God damn it! I've tried to write 10,000 of these.
How does this keep happening?
Oh,
That's a lot of carnitas.
Didn't
There
you
you
get
go. There you go.
plagiarized, Gogglebob, by the Wild Arms wiki or something like that?
Yeah, as I was mentioning recently.
I feel like
when I-
you could like spin that into like a 3-hour YouTube video. Pretty sure.
More like Wild Arms.
when I was when I was finishing up the Wild Arms 3 Let's Play, I was looking up from some Wild Arms 2 facts, and I went on the Wild Arms wiki and I started reading some Wild Arms 2 nonsense, and I was like, oh, this is kind of clever. Whoever is writing this like wiki write up is like,
All it's vanity to you.
and I was about to say, and then I noticed that they actually literally made a joke about goggles, and I was like, wait a minute.
wait
damn
a
it.
That
minute.
is something I would do. And it turned out that it was something I had done as I then went back. Because the funny thing is
It
that
was you.
they had plagiarized the Let's Play, but they had plagiarized the Let's Play without the images. So it was
Incredible.
just like
Nonsense.
just stuff I had
Yeah.
written sequentially that was supposed to be like accompanied by images that like elaborate on what
they gave
is being
some sort of
said.
context for what you were saying.
And nope. So
I love it.
like
No
whatever,
context for you.
but yeah, apparently I was the #1 source in the universe on like Wild Arms 2 random summons. So
Congratulations.
I mean, I would believe that.
Yeah, same.
Like, of everyone I know, if I was to say, "Hey, Gogglebob, what's the best Wild Arms 2 summon?" You're the only person I would trust to answer.
yeah, that's
You're the only
separate.
person I would
If
trust
you're
to
asking
like
him-
listen to that sentence and not think I was having some kind of stroke.
Just barge into the room like it's midnight. I'm obviously extremely shit hammered. I just shout, "Gogglebob, best summon, Wild Arms 2."
Gogglebob bolts upright in bed and just snaps off the answer. Like not. It's like
Hey, that's
clearly
right. You
not.
still haven't answered.
I said Zephyr. You didn't hear me.
Yeah.
Because I was being loud and obnoxious.
And obnoxious. No,
See?
it's like it comes out. It's clearly not even coming from his like deeper deeper rational centers of his brain. It's just like a reflex at this
As
point.
if from a
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Like his whole body has become Wild Arms trivia.
Wild Arms trivia is your soul now.
I am become trivia.
God. Has anyone else seen the Warlocracy video on Soviet Star Citizen?
Oh,
I keep thinking about like his description of a retrospective evolution, where basically like the entire culture returns to tradition while still being like a space future a society. So like an entire portion of the Star Empire just wakes up one morning Zoroastrian, and Americans have purpose setting to work since it's Russian fan fiction basically. Americans just all woke up one day and decided that we were just going to drink beer and play baseball and do nothing else.
I mean, that would be nice.
Frankly,
Russia
that
will
sounds
explore
awesome.
space.
I am into that idea.
Russia exploring space while America like just explodes into baseball mania.
Yep. We
There's
basically
also
just
some
became
degree of kumbaya going on at the time.
Yeah, it's I think the idea is essentially we just became a Norman Rockwell painting and decided we liked it that way.
You want to go to space,
I
or
mean,
you want
have
to
you
see me
seen Norman
hit a
Rockwell
few
paint?
zingers?
Come on, fellows!
Good old rock and roll road show. I gotta go.
That was the announcer from
Saturday,
Cora, right?
Saturday. Gonna rock it up, roll it up, do
No?
it
Okay.
all, have a fun Saturday night.
We're just letting
Saturday
fanboys sing that good old rock and roll.
night.
We allow
That's-
this sometimes.
We crave the Bay City Rollers.
Sure.
A
like-
Scottish band.
Just like got the shakes, sweat pouring off of me. It's like I've got the super flu. I need medicine. Start playing the fucking Bay City Rollers. Watches the shakes go away almost instantly.
Music soothes the weary soul.
Something cowbell.
It's like it's sad. It's sad when they're that far gone, but you've got to help them any way you can.
Do you believe in magic? Music is free.
And there's totally a
whenever
generation that
time
believes
is
that song came from McDonald's.
Ooh,
That's
that's
weird.
rough.
Yeah, I
Nah,
remember
man.
that.
Loving
Do you
Spoonful,
believe
baby.
in magic?
They're good.
No. Yeah.
Love
Well-
and Spoonful are very, very good. Like I don't know. I would never like get up and cross the room to turn off a Love and Spoonful song. Like
Yeah. Consistently good.
consistently good, you know?
Sometimes that's what you want. I just like, there might be higher highs in other bands, but sometimes
Yeah,
you just want someone that's going to be consistent.
Exactly. It's like, look, I just want to know that this is going to be enjoyable. Like just hit me with the enjoyable stuff. The Love and Spoonful has got me.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby.
So now I'm just thinking about magic adjacent songs, and now I'm stuck on Pilot. Oh, it's magic. You know, never believe it's not so.
I would never do such a thing. Would never believe it's not so.
Never seen daybreak, leaning on my pillow in the morning. Lazy day in bed, music in my head, crazy music playing in the morning light.
I do not recognize this one. What's that?
What, the one I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Magic by Pilot.
I do not know these.
Oh, it's magic.
All right.
You
I recognize that
know.
part.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
hook.
That's the hook. Sometimes all you need is a good hook, or at least
Yeah, it's a strong hook.
At least not a. Oh shit. A forgettable hook. You know.
Yeah.
Forgettable hook will make your song, even if everything else about it's great.
Yeah. If your hook is just dog shit, now I'm sitting here thinking like that would be really really funny to have a song that was great except for a terrible hook. And now I'm going to sit here and think about which it is. Which song could be that?
You know what? I'm actually trying to as well, and I'm completely drawing a blank.
Well, certainly not Blues Traveler with Hook.
That was. I was just trying to come up with that, and I couldn't remember what it was called.
I mean, Blues Traveler Hook uses what's that classical music that it samples for the express purpose of trying to prove its point. God, that one really easy piano song.
There's so many you could be talking about.
Canon in D.
Oh,
If you've never noticed, Hook is based on that. It's a very clever song for music nerds.
So are so many other songs. So many, so that there are songs about it. Sorry.
Okay.
why? Do not
Why?
apologize.
So
Why?
Magic. No, I got a magic robe.
What's that thing that was floating over your head until a moment ago, Gobble Bob? I
I
just
was
switched
poisoned
back to the tab.
temporarily.
Oh. Did you die?
Nope.
Bummer.
Got
Maybe
over
next
it.
time.
God, Blues Traveler.
It was a personal issue.
I can honestly say I don't think I've ever thought about Blues Traveler.
Yeah, you were lucky because you there was a period in the '90s when I think all of the combined forces of like the media industry were coming together to make people just to will Blues Traveler into being like the most important band in the universe.
For some reason, some cursed part of my brain is convinced that Blues Traveler has something to do with John Legend. Is this true or false?
No.
Okay,
These guys are just a jam band.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually are John Popper and Blues Traveler theoretically are continuing to make like random music. Like they release an album like every year or two.
Hey, good for him.
A weird thing. Why is
I mean, you know what?
happening?
You get a what's the word here? You get a following, man. You gotta work that.
Okay. Select spirit. Spirit selected. Okay, now? Nope. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Don't know how magic
Wow,
works.
it's quiet.
It doesn't have to be. Fill the void.
Can be.
Fill the cast with your intelligence.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there's people in the chat, or maybe Pete just talking. I can just see words.
What? Somebody said my name.
I said there are either people in the chat or just Pete saying song lyrics.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
I'm gonna mention this for like the third time already, but like I got like my new Green Day shirt in the mail yesterday.
Oh yeah. What design is it? You said it was American Idiot?
Yes.
Is it the hand holding the hand grenade
Yes.
that's also a heart? Of course it is. Excellent.
Aw.
Excellent choice. That album came out before you were born.
I was about to say that logo
am
is
aware.
older than you.
I'm aware it's older than me, but I forgot how old.
I remember when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, that was pretty good, I guess. Shame Green Day will never be that band about smoking too much weed ever again. And that was 20 years ago.
I was about to say I was all by myself. There was nobody listening.
Okay, 2004. I knew
Yes.
it.
2004, yeah. Think I don't know my Green Day album ages?
Because I was thinking it. I was like, I was like, it had to have come out in like 2004, right? And then I looked it up and I was like, yeah, there it is.
Yes, exactly. I remember when.
Just
Oh,
like a
I'm sorry.
little after my mom's knocking on my door. I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm muting myself.
No one noticed.
Let's all talk about Dookie.
Do you have the time?
The greatest line in No Holds
I
Barred.
knew that would be I knew that would be a Fanboy Master activation code. I knew it. I don't think I ever heard him sing a Green Day song, but I knew that one would be one.
I will note that I once sung Good Riddance at a karaoke, and a friend of mine told me it was simultaneously the worst and best thing they had ever heard.
That makes sense.
It'll keep planning up.
I've got a recent Green Day. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I had a recent Green Day anecdote where I was trying to figure out where I had heard this like clip of a Green Day song, like of a live video of them. Maybe this was like decades ago, right? This is when American Idiot was new. I heard this thing, and so for a couple of decades now, like been mildly driving myself insane trying to figure out what song it's from. So come to find out, it is from like the last 45 seconds of Jesus of Suburbia, like, which is an 11-minute song.
Oh, 11-minute song. Yeah, that one's super long. I re-listened to American Idiot quite recently, which is something I don't often have time for. And I concluded that St. Jimmy is the best song on the album. Homecoming is the air quotes best song on the album. And Wake Me Up When September Ends sucks.
It's never the good ones that become radio hits.
I know, right?
Yeah. God. Came out 20 years ago. 20 years of American Idiot. The tour created momentum for the band, who were earning a reputation as elder statesmen of the pop-punk scene, which consisted of bands like Good Charlotte, Sum 41, and New Found Glory. Oh, that's a dark sentence right there. Oh, man.
I didn't feel old until just now.
Wait a second. AV, the 45 seconds that you were trying to like remember where it came from, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it I won't feel any shame, I won't apologize? When there ain't nowhere you can go?
I believe not, no.
Okay, I'm mixing up Jesus of Suburbia and Homecoming, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because Homecoming's even longer than Jesus.
Homecoming's even longer. That's why I said it's the air quotes best song on it, because I love it, but it's also 11 minutes long. That's not a song you just listen to.
Ooh. Apparently, they play it at many live shows. I assume it's like a threat. if the audience is,
I will state that I'm aware of Weird Al having a couple of songs that are like super long that he starts playing, and then just is kind of like, nah, we're not going to do that.
Right around the time he starts playing Albuquerque.
Exactly. Like he teases that he'll do a full Albuquerque, and he's like, nah, we'll do some other songs.
Hair of gold and lips like cherries, it's good to touch the green, green grass of home.
Wait, no, that is the end of Jesus of Suburbia.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what I'm doing then.
All right, man, no, it's all right.
Sweetly, it's good to touch
So,
the green.
One big difference between Final Fantasy Adventure and this game is that your sidekick character has HP, and your sidekick character will get killed repeatedly because they have absolutely no AI.
Okay. The question I have, therefore, is when your sidekick character dies, are they just dead, like in classic Fallout or whatever?
I mean, I am currently being followed around by my sidekick character floating in the air and wearing a cloak, so I think they are a ghost.
That's awesome. I love the idea of a RPG where you can absolutely get your party killed, and they will actually haunt you because they hate you for what you've done.
I mean, let's be fair. That sounds like something you might do.
That's what I would do.
That's what I mean.
If some jackass hero got me killed, I would absolutely go out of my way to make sure that they never had a moment of peace.
Can't daybreak again? I'll touch the green, green grass of home.
I don't know what you're singing, fanboy.
Yes, they'll come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me 'neath the green, green grass of home. It's an old Tom Jones song. It's about a person being put to death.
Of course.
You know, no big.
So like I Hung My Head by Johnny Cash. Gotcha.
A little bit. It's one of those ones where it's like it's only like 2/3 of the way through the song. It's like, oh yeah, I'm dreaming. There is a guard and an old father about to read me my last rites.
So to revert for a minute, you were cracking jokes about Green Day and Time of Your Life, parenthesize Good Riddance.
Indeed.
That was my prom theme.
Of course it was.
What? That isn't a very.
It was
Very
every
common.
prom theme.
I mean, like that's the thing that you play over like the video of everyone having fun and like here's some pictures from senior trip and that kind of stuff.
They
Prom
literally
theme,
played
though.
it at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine over a montage of like off-camera bits from like every non-Disney Marvel movie.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, I'm back.
It's streaming on Disney Plus now, so it's on my watch list. But apparently, Venom took priority this week.
Venom absolutely takes priority because Venom is good.
Right, but yeah. So, Time of Your Life was my prom theme. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common. It's like that or like at graduation.
Yeah, graduation especially.
Yeah, again, it makes sense for graduation. It makes sense for like the bonus video, but prom just sounds wrong. Like prom should be, I don't know.
Why, Gagabot,
But also-
like, this is a serious and real question. Can you not jump that one tile gap?
Evidently not.
No, you cannot.
I'm here.
Also,
What
why
is
was
it?
that bat full of feathers?
Nothing good.
Because bats fly, so
running-
logically they're full of
And,
feathers.
Listen, bats aren't bugs, so they must be birds.
What if
But
bats
the
are a
running
secret
joke
third
was
thing?
anybody who had actually listened to the
Birds.
song.
Reptiles.
Said Good Riddance anyway.
There you go.
Anyway.
See?
Moving. Was that a pig?
Yes.
Pig.
There was a-
There was
Piggy,
no
piggy.
pig.
What do you mean there was no pig?
And probably the
You're
rabbit.
the one who is always talking about things secretly being pigs. You don't get to.
I didn't see any
Was
mention
it
You
a
don't
of
get to
it.
rabbit?
deny
I
other
don't
people
think-
saying.
It was round. I don't know.
I think that was the rabbit. Yes.
A
Wait, it's called a
rabbit.
rabbit.
I was going after Gogathan.
As you should.
Is there a Moyle in this game as well?
Boil.
Moyle Floygan? Floygan Brothers?
Gestalt.
I will never stop thinking about Floygan Brothers. You can't stop me.
I just did.
Is this
No,
a-
I'm still thinking about Floygan
I'm gonna
Brothers.
stop you right now. By I don't know. I'll do something.
You love Moigel and Hoigel Floygan.
Oh no.
Oh,
You don't know that. Can't prove that.
I can and will.
I don't even know
I'll
what
find
we're
your
up to,
shrine.
but AV's "Oh no" was enough. Thank you.
Like these are
AV
not
has
words
known
to
me.
me.
AV has known me for a while and therefore knows that at any given moment I'm perhaps like 2 subjects away from ranting about Floygan Brothers episode 1 for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's
Fucking hat.
very you.
We crave. The world lacks Floygan Brothers. The world is poorer for its lack of Floygan Brothers episode 2.
We can never, ever
Getting
get
gumdrop.
Floygan Brothers episode 2. That's
God,
a
no,
sign that the seventh seal has been cracked.
I just love looking at the art of the Floygan brothers. Just
It's so brutally unappealing. It's incredible.
oh my god,
Calling it art feels like a crime.
it does. It feels it
Now I'm
truly.
curious.
It is the
I
same
will put the
sense
box
that you
art.
are looking at something that is somehow cosmically wrong.
Oh,
I'm Floyganing.
I'm gonna Floygan.
I'm gonna Floygan.
He's Floygan. Oh no,
He's Floygan out.
He's Floygan. Hey, I'm Floygan here.
The first game to break $1 flagillion.
I got a
Incredible.
Floyd. I got a Floyd. No,
I'm
bro,
beginning to
don't
Floyd.
It's Floygan
Let
time.
me Floyd, bro. Let me Floyd. I
As
want a
opposed to
Floyd.
don't wake me, bro.
The assassination of the Floygan
Moigel
Bros
Floygan by the coward Moigel Floygan.
by the coward episode 1.
No, I feel like this is the fratricide, the assassination of Moigel Floygan by the coward Hoigel Floygan.
I mean, obviously, Hoigel Floygan is the coward. I mean, just listen to his name.
Mhm.
What's that?
Coward of the earth.
Is that a cactus that's also a dude?
Yeah, it was in the last game too.
Is that a tree stump that's a dude? Is there
Dude
anything?
playing a dude playing another dude?
I mean, fucking like
Planet of the
Seiken
Dudes.
Densetsu is all about the fucking like talking tree. You're just gonna have to get used to that.
Well, in this case, it's like a
All I
direct
can
callback
think
to
of
last
now.
week's game.
Is that bit from Tropic Thunder where Ben Stiller just says the dudes are emerging.
We're merging.
I couldn't remember the title of Tropic Thunder over the weekend and straight up just said, the dude that plays a dude that's playing another dude. And my friend immediately knew what I was talking about. It's like, that
I
was
would
the
have
whole
just said RDJ Blackface.
but I couldn't remember his
Oh.
name.
Yeah,
Good lord.
yeah, that
Like, I
happens.
could just remember the line.
You know
from
what?
The movie,
I think it holds up. I think that movie is actually very good.
but
It's possible to do extremely transgressive humor in the sense of like, yeah, this is the commentary we're doing.
Yeah,
90% of it. Yeah.
90% of the jokes in that movie are people looking at Robert Downey Jr. going, "Come on, man,
What are you doing?
you should stop with this thing that you're doing. You should stop."
Please.
Yeah, I think the only part that was relatively objectionable, and that was actually what our conversation had been about, was the Ben Stiller section. About things that people were actually upset by in that movie.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'm going to write it because reasons.
I won't be saying
Oh,
these.
boy.
I don't want to be on record as saying these words.
Oh, those. Okay, sure.
These various slurs.
Oh, yeah. No, I suddenly put it
That was
together. I
enough
was
for you to
like-
know what I was going to say.
It
Okay,
took me a
cool.
moment. It took me a moment. Yeah. That also was a, basically them going, "Hey, Hollywood, what the fuck is wrong with you?" But it's also very much of the time and probably in very poor, and yeah, absolutely in very poor taste.
When I was young, things were so wonderful. A miracle.
Well, that's the only thing that stands out as something that would be continually objectionable.
Yep.
The birds and the trees were
And you're saying this about a movie that has, again, Robert Downey Jr. blackface.
Yeah, exactly.
joyfully, oh, playfully watching me. But then they send me away, teach me how to be sensible, logical, oh, responsible, practical. And then they showed me a world where I could be so dependable, oh, clinical, oh, intellectual, cynical. There are times when all the world's asleep. The questions run too deep for such a simple man. Won't you please tell me what we've learned? I know it sounds absurd. Please tell me who I am. I'm filling the dead air as best I can.
Yeah,
You don't have
Yay.
That's not required. Like, just give me a minute, and like I'll just start quoting Aquatine. It's fine.
Now what would you say? They'll be calling you a radical.
So, Pete, there's a new Persona game out.
No, there isn't.
Fanatical criminal.
There kind of is.
Won't you
Oh, yeah,
say
it's
Oh, yeah.
metaphor.
Feel
Okay,
metaphor.
like Goggle Bob, do you not know like what it is I hate about Persona? Because it's the anime high school part. If it doesn't have anime high school, it's not Persona, and therefore I don't hate it.
There you go.
It's a very simple system.
Okay, now, okay, here we go. Karate Hell Kiba.
I was really hoping you were about to say karate Baki Ichidai.
No, well, this is Iki Kajiwara's later karate manga. During the turbulent post-war period, a baby was born to a strangled pregnant woman whose family was attacked by a group of robbers. The only surviving boy has a tragic fate and is raised as an orphan, abused, and raised like a wild dog. Due to the boy's violent temper, he is nicknamed Fang Naoto. One day, a man appeared in front of Naoto, who eventually became a Yakuza bodyguard. It was Tetsugen Daito, a master of fighting karate known as God Hand. Naoto's encounter with karate changes him greatly. A masterpiece of karate manga. Also known as the youth manga version of Karate Baka Ichidai. Okay,
Yeah,
show
so-
the
Sure, those
show
are all
the
words.
live action Sunny Chiba Karate Baki Ichidai movie on Outer Heaven.
You did?
No, I'm saying I should.
Oh, that would whip. Yeah, no, that would whip.
I would own.
Karate Baka Ichidai is incredible. Also, you can watch a few episodes of it on the Anime on TMS official channel.
Yeah, it's also just on Hulu for some reason.
Lovely. I'll watch it. Karate Baka
You mentioned
Ichidai.
Hulu, and that like activated my MK Ultra programming.
Oh, no.
Just to say, my wife and I are watching Only Murders in the Building together, and it's very fun. We like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a nice show to watch if you're.
That's a rare thing that B gets to say. It's a nice show.
Steve Martin is extremely funny.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, sometimes you'll just be describing the most the most bizarrely like anti-human TV show I've ever heard, and you like confront your wife about it. It's like I don't even listen to it. It's just on while I like
It's just
while I
on
do
because
emails or
Oh
something.
yeah. Every time it's like fucking Dancing with the Stars is literally just like a list of evil people that like always answer their phone.
I just fucking was listening to an episode of Sean Baby's podcast, Dog Zone 9000, about a specific episode of America's Next Top Model.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
yeah,
that one is unique. That one's important to me because it is the closest I have ever heard like human comedy legends. Sean Baby sounds genuinely sad and remorseful.
Yeah, like he feels
Not
very
Liam.
bad for them.
Yeah, like it's because he's talked like he did episodes on Meg Wants a Millionaire. This is a man who has stared into the very darkest heart of reality TV. But that one, for some reason,
episodes on
that one
Planet
got to him. Playing it straight, yeah.
But yeah, no, so that just lost in like. No, you need to say pot lead him. It's top model backwards.
I love
And then one person looking at that and being like, I just need to work through my grief, so I will just
I'll just
I
throw
will
it in at the
incorporate
end.
pot lead him into this song about my dead father.
I love the pot lead 'em thing in that they introduce it like it's almost like a secret, and then one character immediately is like, "Yeah, it's top model backwards, right?" Like,
Yeah, and you have to say that that's what it is.
yeah, you have to explain it in the song because logically people won't understand it in a 3-minute song.
Yeah, like
God.
And then have them just say pot lead if it's top model backwards, and then sing an unrelated song.
Pot Leadum. It's top. Oh my god.
Apparently, Tyra Banks like really believed that this would like blow up on social media, and like
Pot Leadum.
nobody,
Remember Pot Leadum
nobody
Summer?
like within nobody within like 5 degrees of Tyra Banks has the strength of will to tell her no.
Pot
She
Leadum.
showed up wearing a fucking outfit that said "Pot Lead 'em" on it.
Oh, I always my wife was a top model devotee because Tyra Banks is a certifiably insane person.
Oh yeah, no, she is a crazy person.
Like the time that she just tried to understand the homeless experience by like putting on weird makeup and covering her whole body with a cape.
There
Then
was
walking around the
homeless
back of a
people,
TJ Maxx for half
she
an hour.
had that's what she's done. She's also like she spent a day in like a Hollywood fat suit and then like spent like 3 hours with I believe the a person describing it to me said they were emotional support fat people. Which is something I guess you just get if you're famous enough.
Yeah. Look,
Listen,
man.
I will sit around you and say whatever you want if you're going to pay me enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would take that paycheck.
Give me cash money. I will. It's like, what's that guy in Dread? He's got a cardboard sign up. It's like, will debase self for food. It's where we are.
Isn't it even really debasing yourself if you just have to like sit next to Tyra Banks for half an hour and occasionally nod a little bit?
I find even the presence of Tyra Banks to be insulting to the
Debasing
human
to the
spirit.
soul.
I mean,
Yeah.
like if she's gonna make you say
I'm
Pot
not going to
Leadum.
say it's not insulting the human spirit, but I'm also not going to claim she's not super hot.
No, you know what? We each set our price in this world.
Well, in this scenario, I am also receiving like $30,000 for like 30 minutes worth of like sitting and nodding.
I was going to say, we can all
$30,000
acknowledge that people with money have lost some of their sanity.
I was gonna
I
say,
I never
I
had
know
any of
you're
that to
being
begin
fat
with.
for
Yeah, I'm
free.
gonna say.
Well,
You got to
Okay.
turn that into cash.
Yeah.
there is a direct correlation, is all I'm saying.
As the old tweet goes, it must be the equivalent of being repeatedly kicked in the head by a horse.
I remember like 2013, like someone on Twitter like did an image post where it was like, why does every YouTube thumbnail look like this now? And it's the guy making like a guy making a face like he's just been stabbed, and the caption is, "Uber driver sucked me off?" Question mark.
Okay.
Question mark.
I remembered. I found the tweet that I was remembering. Being a billionaire must be insane. You can buy new teeth, new skin. All your chairs cost $20,000 and weigh 2,000 pounds. Life is just a series of your own preferences. In terms of cognitive impairment, it's probably like being kicked in the head by a horse every day.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Where is the line?
No,
Yeah.
there was this somewhat more serious tweet back when Mike Bloomberg was running for president. We all remember
boy.
that shit. And
I don't.
basically the thesis was, hey, when you're that rich, you can just do whatever. There's nothing stopping you. You can just go and buy a shitload of Lambos and drive a different Lambo every day. It would not matter. You could just do that until you die. So like
I've
the
decided to
idea
make
that like a
myself
rich
happy by-
person can like ever empathize with like a baseline human is insane. It's just not going to happen.
I've decided to force myself to be happy by looking at Drill's wiki quote page.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There you go.
So I'm glad it exists, and basically it's just like a curated list of Drill tweets by year.
That's very nice. His current
Drill
display
wiki.
name is "Listen Here, Nom Nuts," which is very good.
Oh, this is
I miss
hideous.
when he was slave to woke.
Yeah.
That was so good. This
I
is
don't want
hideous.
to be slave to woke anymore.
What's hideous?
There
maybe.
are, Karate Baka Ichidai does not have a single translated volume on MangaDex.
It's
Oh, there you go.
tragic. At least the anime is translated. There's something for that.
Yeah, it's something for that.
The scanlators haven't given it the
Nope.
old college
No,
try?
A
they're
lot
all
of
too
Kajiwara's
busy.
manga have been ignored because they're busy translating some shitty isekai.
I was so certain you were going to say they were all busy translating the weirdest porn you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yes, those are the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the same thing.
That is very true, actually.
It's like I boned my best friend's mom and that turned him into a girl. Is this cool?
I was so
Not
certain you
nearly
were gonna.
long enough.
I was so certain you were going to say, like, "Is this gay?" At the end of that sentence.
Is this gay? Yeah, that's not nearly a long enough title, but I don't know.
Also, that's not nearly a gay enough story for B.
True.
That's true.
Like, is this gay B, like, does not, like, those stories didn't get out of the bed in the morning unless you had been sucked off by 3 dudes.
Go back into that room. There was something driving me insane about the room you were just in.
No, is this gay B is the best.
What is
Absolute
insane
best.
in the room, Bede?
There was a chair that was like half a tile sized, and it was so completely Yeah, look at those things. You got like
They're
a love seat
sideways.
that's the size of a pillow. What the fuck?
No, they're side view.
And also the beds are like weirdly like crappy compared to the rest of the art.
Yeah, like this is
Crazy
the scale.
got no
The scale in
brain.
this room. That chair is almost the same size as those portraits on the wall.
Is it like Mixels?
It's so strange. It's like they scaled everything else correctly and then fucked up that.
Oh god, sorry. Is this gay B is just lodged in my brain because the one I got back on 4chan a while back.
Why would you do that? You have so much to live for.
Because
I know.
we are all slaves to our vices, and we're dogs returning to our own vomit.
That's it. I was a dog returning to my vomit, and I got on B, and like I said, B is somehow even gayer than it was only like 10 years ago.
That's impressive.
Like
also
the
tragic.
top post,
Like,
the top post was literally a guy being like, "B, I've got to tell my girlfriend or fiance that I dress up as my homie's waifu while he JOs," and it's like one, is this gay, and two, is this the kind of thing you need to tell my girlfriend about? And everyone lining up like, no, this is not gay at all. This is not gay at all. In fact, you don't need to tell your fiance about
normal.
this. You should do this more often. In fact,
This is extremely normal.
Post pictures.
You should both dress up as each other's waifus. That would be even straighter.
So I never spent any.
I could be straighter.
I cannot imagine a straighter activity.
Just like reading this, like I just sitting here is like this is the I remember the is this gay B from 2006, right? The fucking Paleolithic compared to what we're seeing here, and it's just like no, even the actual gay men on 4chan back then were far straighter than this. Like I could just see one of them be like, "Nah, man, I just fuck dudes. I don't know what you've got going on here.
Whatever you're doing has way more mental illness involved.
Just include me out. I'm just here to suck dicks. I'm not trying to make an entire thing out of it.
I'm just having a good time."
The internet, everybody.
Oh my god, it was a mistake. It was an absolute mistake.
Which part specifically? Just so we're clear.
All of it.
Well, no, here's the problem, though, because I'm not a determinist, right? Like philosophically, I think determinism is
It's
idiotic.
Stupid. Yeah, it's
But-
incredibly dumb.
Repugnant.
But the internet is deterministic. Okay? When you create the internet, you must, of necessity, create alt.tasteless.
Oh no.
And when you create alt.tasteless, this means that you have, again, of necessity, created 4chan.
Oh God.
Because there is an unbroken golden chain connecting 4chan and all the 4chan spinoffs back to alt.tasteless.
Fuck.
Can
That's
I ask
upsetting.
a question?
No.
Back in history
That was-
before the internet, what do you suppose
Back in history.
was 4chan? Because like logically, this concept did not just crop up in humanity with the
The
internet.
Shriners Convention.
I got it. Penthouse letters
forum.
section.
Some combination of the Penthouse letters section and a Shriners Convention.
I mean,
Also, I just
go on.
no, I've just determined that Drill most perfectly captured a certain kind of oversharing internet nerd as perfectly as possible in 2013 with, here is a list of Toho girls I want to have as a mom someday, and here is a copy of that list in case you accidentally throw it in the garbage.
God, now all I can think of is the time Netflix did Squid Game and then immediately failed to watch Squid Game at all and made Squid Game a fucking reality TV series and then changed their Twitter bio to Leanne from Squid Game, please be my mom. Which,
good lord,
why?
That last part I missed. Can't imagine why.
I wouldn't say missed, avoided.
Avoided, or more accurately, just didn't see because it was a bad thing
like
to see.
this, I'm glad I'm not as internet as you guys are.
Oh yeah, we're all dead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that a friend of mine was, I don't exactly remember the context that the conversation was, but he referenced Rule 34 to his wife while their kid was in the room.
Why would he do that?
Don't do
Does
that.
he not want to
What?
remain married?
What happened?
He was, but it got to the point where apparently
You're technically not a minor, right, Chromes?
No.
No, I just turned 18.
Okay,
Well,
good.
like,
None of us are
in
going to
March.
jail.
Don't worry about it. I'm sorry I repeated it. I won't do it again.
You're fine.
I didn't
Meanwhile,
pick up
back
any
to
of
crazy rich people. I was surprised that Fanboy didn't start with "If I Was a Rich Man." Or show tune's not really your thing.
I'm much more limited in my show tunes repertoire.
Well, I will say that
I
that
have
one,
seen Fiddler on the Roof many times because it was one of those movies my dad loved. It's not one of those movies I inherited that love for, but I did get a lifelong obsession out of the good, the bad, and the ugly out of him. So, not all bad.
I will say I haven't actually seen Fiddler on the Roof myself somehow. I'm not sure how we
Well,
got
add
this
it to
far.
the list. It is, in fact, very good.
Yeah, no, and I think it was on Netflix recently or
You
something.
could even
but,
call it tradition.
Tradition.
So
That was the
my
saddest little
father,
activation
on the
ever.
other hand, who was raised Jewish and quotes things a lot, worked with some fellas. I may have referenced this on stream previously. He worked with a bunch of guys who were my age, previous to his retirement, and there was this Gwen Stefani song that came out at one point, and the guys that he worked with were listening to it, and when my dad started singing along with the chorus, they were very confused as to how my dad knew Gwen Stefani.
I know exactly the song
I was
you're
gonna say we all know the
talking about.
song.
Right.
Because when
It's
I
called-
heard it, I was like, "Oh, hey, Fiddler on the Roof."
Right. It's for those confused, it's Gwen Stefani's a song called "If I Were a Rich Girl." Very subtle difference there.
Oh yes, extremely
I
subtle.
was desperately hoping that it was going to be Hollaback Girl.
Isn't that the Black Eyed Peas?
No, that's Gwen Stefani.
Oh, that hurts to like find out.
Well, I guess we found out who ain't no Hollaback Girl.
Right? I honestly
I can live with
completely
that.
forgot about that song, except one of my girlfriends did it at karaoke a month or so ago.
Oh, it makes sense. It's a karaoke song.
My wife did Gold Digger last time she was at karaoke.
Nice.
Nice.
I think that must have been a while ago because it was probably before Yeezy went full like weird face
Weird
mask
Nazi.
Nazi. Yeah.
I think a lot. I think a lot about like a random aside in a fucking podcast again, Sean Baby, where he's just saying like, yeah, I know nothing about rap. I thought that Kanye sucked before he was a Nazi.
Um, well, apparently Kesha has also rephrased one of the lines in her song.
I don't think that's official.
No, it was just a video of her at a concert recently that was going around.
Did she just be like, "Nah, I'm not. I don't agree with like what I said anymore"?
Well,
that's
no,
reasonable.
the beginning of TikTok.
I was about to say, I'm guessing wake up in the morning feeling like I'm shitty.
No. So
Oh well, yeah. How many times has he been arrested now?
Well,
And
okay,
all
the
of them
original
for very
line-
good reasons.
The original line is "Wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy."
Yes, I
The
know. I was
new
referring
line-
to him with the arrests.
Someone's
I wasn't
explaining this.
saying
Let
it
it
for
go.
you. I'm saying it for the general public.
Well, fuck the general public. They can figure it out. Context clues,
But-
motherfucker.
The new version is "Wake up in the morning saying fuck P Diddy."
Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
respect.
Yeah, so
Sounds good.
I'll allow it.
I wasn't upset that she changed that line at all, but I feel like that's an excellent change.
there you
That's
go.
Okay.
okay.
I think-
I'm fine with this. Because we all know that if one must say out of scholarly completion, listen to the original, you can. Fine.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not like
going
they deleted
anywhere.
it.
The MP3
exactly.
is out and around.
Oh man, Karate Fighter. The episode where like yes, he was a kamikaze pilot who survived.
I
Alternately,
think Tyler the Creator did something similar. Like I don't know the album. I don't know anything, but he like says shout out to
Albums.
Elon in one of his songs. But like in a live version very recently, he like said like fuck Elon or something.
Okay, so
I'll
like
have to look for it.
people like talking about Elon like he was the shit was everywhere in like 2010 to 2015, and then slowly
Then
but
we all had to hear his
surely
brain.
I was about to say that he
all
started
learned
talking.
exactly who he was, because I keep saying this. He had an extremely good PR team for a good 10 years there.
Extremely
And-
capable of keeping him from talking.
Yeah, and like
And then he fired
if he had
them all.
just like kept that going, he would still be like everybody would still be, even I would still be going, fuck all billionaires. But that Elon guy, he seems all right, from what
He
limited
hasn't done
information I
anything
have.
he hasn't done shit to me.
He's
Yeah,
going
he
to
hasn't
take
done
us
shit
to
me.
Mars.
Yeah, and that we'll
One
be
of
there
these
in 10
decades.
years' time.
And, okay,
13
so on
years
a
later.
slightly more positive note with the song lyric changes, Pink, one of her songs, she sings "Damn Britney Spears,"
Mm.
and in the concert that I went to over the summer, she said "Sweet Britney Spears."
Oh,
So
Yay!
she
It's
freed
just-
We're
Britney.
going back. Just
I
the
mean,
retcon.
like,
No,
I feel
there's
like
a lot
Pink,
of that going around because
I feel
everybody
like Pink
picked
is
on
allowed to hate Britney
'cause
Spears. They are in direct
nobody
competition.
knew what the situation was, and now everybody's like, "Oh, no wonder she shaved her head."
Like if it were me, I'd shave my head too.
I always shave my head.
I'm
Those look
surprised
better.
more
That's
people
for
haven't
unrelated
shaved their
reasons.
head.
I'm still looking at these drill quotes. Reading a 900-page book on dry rubs and immediately forgetting all of it and just dumping a shitload of cocoa pebbles on my ribs.
Right now I'm thinking about anti-wife literature.
Oh, jeez.
Pro-wife bullshit.
I gotta dig that one up from the archives.
I'll grab that for you.
Oh, thank you.
While
Damn
I'm
it to
here,
piss.
It's a control F away.
Damn it to piss. My wife replaced all of my anti-wife reading materials with pro-wife bullshit.
I think it was in one of like the group chats where I theorized that pro-wife bullshit was like just anti-wife literature was distributed by essentially incel versions of Jehovah's Witnesses going door to door and giving
Yeah, that was
you
in the fight
their
chat.
booklets that were just a bunch of like stapled together incel manifestos. And that's pro-life literature. Obviously, would just be back issues of Cosmo.
You said 900 pages, and then I remembered this book that I used to read in like maybe junior high. Okay, I gotta remember the author, but like half the book was like all illustrations, and he did that for like multiple books, honestly.
So that sounds like a comic book, which
Yeah.
honestly based.
It's
There's
like
not context.
it's it wasn't a comic book because half of it was like all text, and then half of it was like all illustrations, no text.
Huh. That's cool.
Brian Selznick.
So,
Yeah,
in an attempt to not watch Gogglebob's stream this terrible video game, I'm clicking around on YouTube, and I found that YouTube made a playlist for me, a mix, based on the fact that I've listened to Transition of Power like 14 times in a row. Would you like to know what is in this playlist?
Yes.
Is it Transition of Power?
Transition of
Well, it
Power.
starts with Transition of Power, obviously. The second one is The Way That I Am by Eminem. All right, sure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Cypress Hill, Do You Know Who I Am? Okay. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. Jedi Mind Tricks, I Who Have Nothing.
Oh God.
Then Battle Cry by AOTP, of course.
God damn it.
NAS, NY State of Mind, interesting. Doomsday by MF Doom.
Nice.
Mob Depth, Shook Ones Part 2, official video.
It's just related to kicked ones.
I would think it's probably what Kicked Ones is based off of.
Yeah,
And
no, definitely.
Notorious B.I.G. Where the party at?
Mhm.
Anticipation by MOP. And then Crazy Cats by something called Buddha Monk. No idea what that could possibly be.
I've been meaning to get into MF Doom.
Good choice.
Yeah, no, excellent choice.
It's like I haven't yet, but one of my friends like listens to him, and sometimes she links songs, and I'm like, I need to get to that.
He was very good.
This is a good friend.
Yeah.
One of the greats. Let's see, I'm just scrolling down to like try and find the weird ones. Oh, 2 separate songs from the 5 Perfect Exertions.
I almost exclusively right now find music either by my friends or by YouTube mixes.
It's not the worst way to do it.
I mean, finding music through friends is a time-honored tradition.
That's what the
Scrolling-
mixtape was made for.
Scrolling past the
No, the mixtape was made for a girl you like, and you don't have any way to tell her that. But maybe if you put together the perfect mixtape, she'll notice you.
Bob, as someone who is quite pathetic as a socializer, that was just really sad sounding.
Yeah,
I am more or less
like-
referring to the Nedroid comic strip, which has not Bear Tato, but the other one, Randall.
Reginald.
Reginald.
Oh shit!
It
YouTube just presents me with another my mix. This one, starting with Bomb the Music Industries. Can I pay my rent in fun? This is way better.
Oh yeah.
But as I was saying, Reginald tries to repeatedly drink poison because he remembers dropping a anonymous mixtape in a girl's locker. And every time he thinks about it, he lunges for the poison.
All right, man. Nedroid was fun. I think a lot about the fucking one that's just like your fridge is just full of butter. Is this all you eat? I guess. How do you? How are you alive? Hmm.
Ask Paula Dean.
Like he's just doing keto.
I don't think Paula Dean's still alive.
Yeah, is Paula Dean still alive?
Find out in a second.
I'm choosing to
Yes,
believe
she is.
now.
She
You
is.
can't prove me wrong. I won't let you. I feel like Bear Tato is like a perfect design.
I was going to say that the joke, if you're unaware, the joke about Bear Tato and Reginald is they are just circles and triangles. Like,
Yeah.
literally, that's all. It's like Kirby design sense. And that is
but
very
Bear Tato
deliberate.
is a perfect mesh of circles and triangles.
Yeah. And Reginald is just circle, circle, triangle mouth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Reginald is also good, but Bear Tato is perfect.
Bear Tato.
I have a
Bear
Bear Tato sitting on the couch behind me.
You're gonna have to send me a
I'm
picture of
jealous.
it later.
I will provide a picture of Bear Tato after the stream is complete for the night.
I say that as if I don't just have the internet in front of me.
Finding
But
information on a Bear Tato near you.
let me know when it's safe to change the subject. Now a good
Never.
time?
Never. Go ahead.
Assuming that y'all are like adults and have cooked in your lives and you
Never.
know your way around a kitchen, what is a must-need kitchen utensil?
Like, how basic are we talking here? Like you
Like-
probably need a pot to cook in.
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
a frying pan.
I'm talking utensils, like not dishes.
Not
I taught him to
dishes.
play the spoons.
You mean like a fork?
Um,
I mean, I guess forks are nice for eating. So
You know,
you don't have to like get your fingers all dirty.
Can anyone here do
I'm
an
sitting here
Australian
trying to-
accent?
I gotta choose
Hang on,
between.
I'm putting a
Rip on
picture,
the Bobby.
context, photo here.
me trying to do a British accent sounds like an Australian accent to some people.
Well, then say whether or not something is a knife.
I am a knife.
I'm sorry, like my face is scrunched up, and there's something keeping me from doing it, so I'm not going to.
That's fine.
A greater power is keeping me from this.
Sorry, I'd forgotten about this one, and now I'm having a good time looking at it. It's that thing you wanted.
That gum you like is coming back in style.
When you find it, give this to the cashier. He'll know what it means.
But yeah, so cooking utensils, anyone?
Either a spatula. I can't choose between a spatula or a spoon.
Like I mean, if you're planning on cooking, you absolutely need a spatula. Like I made fucking like taco bowls tonight for me and my wife, and you absolutely need a spatula. So spatula would be my vote.
Okay,
Well,
see,
what
I'm gonna
kind
go. I'm gonna go with the spoon because hear me out. Because if you are the kind of person who can only afford one kitchen utensil, you are clearly going to be cooking the kind of poverty food that produces either a slurry or some form of stew-like substance.
Yeah, if you're lucky, it's a stew.
If you're lucky, it's a stew, but more than likely, it's going to be a slurry. This is slurry territory we're talking here.
It's
Okay,
bachelor
like-
chow.
So you need, exactly, bachelor chow. So you need the scooping action. That's what I'm going for here. It's not.
You know,
That's fair.
I feel that
There's
the
utility in
spatula,
that.
the spatula overall is I the things that I would cook. I would probably need the spatula more than the spoon.
It's highfalutin.
Yeah.
Same.
It's highfalutin. Yeah, no, you're cooking things. You're cooking things you can just like heat up and eat, and it will taste good. Like you're cooking like meat. You're not buying like the various unguents and like extruded products that you cook when you are like buying things in the back of a place that also sells like fan belts.
Extruded.
Extruded.
So
I
the
extrude many
context
things.
is that I have finally got my kitchen in some order, and
Mm.
the photo that I shared is all give or take a few rubber-tipped spatulas and another paring knife, this is the entirety of my cooking utensils. And I'm trying to make a shopping list for things that I might actually use that a normal, a well-stocked kitchen might have, or that you find yourself using most often. Because I need to learn how to cook, let's be honest.
Consider the KFC
It's
famous
hard.
bowl, and what do you need to make the KFC famous bowl?
I mean, it is pretty famous.
But yeah, like somebody said something about a fish fork, and I was like, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Oh yeah, you
Ice cream.
could get the crab hammers. Those always come in handy.
Or like ice cream scoop, and I was like, that's not cooking, but thank you.
Ice cream scoop can be used for other things like mashed potatoes, for the record.
That's true, but so can a spoon.
God, we come
Ice
back to
cream
the
soup.
nature's
Oh.
Came back
perfect
to the
creature,
spoon. Yeah, the spoon really is the first thing you get.
I
mean,
don't
have
do
you-
well with unitaskers.
Have you ever tried to have soup without a spoon? It's completely impossible.
No, it's not. You can drink it.
I mean, I've accidentally eaten soup with a fork.
Yeah.
That's impressive, honestly.
But yeah, everything. 90% of my kitchen ware was hand me down, so I don't know what people use anymore. So thank you all for your input.
Oh, get one of
I
those.
have at least one spoon.
It's not quite. It's half appliance, half thing, but get one of those mixers that you plug in or whatever the hell.
A KitchenAid is on my Christmas list.
Okay.
Like, let's not kid ourselves. I'm not shelling out that kind of money for myself. But it's on my Christmas list.
Oh my fucking god! How do?
Just
You could play
dropping
anything else. You could play Spin Doctor.
just dropping like the best moment in TV history in the chat. That
Oh, I see. And
Yeah,
yes,
that's
that is
good
the best
shit.
moment in TV history. That's the realness right there.
Oh,
That's
shit,
the
which
real
mana
shit.
game is this?
It's a Cali.
Sword of
No
Mana.
scrubs
Yeah,
here.
Scrub.
scrub.
So which game is this?
Sword of Mana for GBA.
Sword.
Bad game.
It's a terrible game.
Sword
Awful
mana.
video game.
It looks like a mana game. Looks like a mana game to me. Wait,
Even Gogglebob doesn't like this one.
It's true.
really?
I have publicly
Look-
stated that. I mean, like,
What
even
makes
right
this one-
now, I need to use a magic spell on this thing. I've been told to use the fire spell on this thing, and I can't figure out like how to get close enough to use it. And then you run out of MP, and you just have to sit there and wait for it to refill. Like, literally, your character sits down as the MP refills, and in the meanwhile, your sidekick character, who
Just
literally
marching.
does not have the ability to do this, will use up all of her magic power to try and beat it, even though it is completely impossible. She will just keep casting the same spell.
The game might be bad.
This is stupid.
It's at least not any good.
It's like, that just sounds dumb.
Like, maybe I have to
Also,
come
I did
back
not-
here. I'm not, like, I was literally told, come here and get the water spirit. If you have the fire ability, you can
That doesn't look like water.
unlock this. But
The Bog Spirit.
That looks like biohazardous waste.
why? Okay, let's see here. Maybe if I use it.
Okay,
Is
this
it-
is
it's like,
hilarious. This is hilarious. So, the movie The Wild Robot came out.
I've heard
And-
really good.
Apparently, it's pretty good, but
No,
I'm
good.
not going to watch it.
I heard
So-
two distribution sources note over the weekend that DreamWorks Animation and Universal's The Wild Robot saw a noticeable bump in ticket sales, speculating that teenagers and tweens bought tickets to that film and then snuck into Terrifier 3.
Excellent. Just
That's
so long as they
beautiful.
weren't
You know
sneaking
what?
in the Joker too.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's sneaking in the Joker.
Nobody's thinking of the Joker too.
They could hear the music next door and were like, "I'm into this."
I have just like an infinite fascination with the existence of Joker 2.
I really want to see it, but I am not willing to pay to see it when I will probably
Don't
see
worry, it'll
Venom.
be on streaming very soon.
I
Oh,
was
it'll
about to
be
say,
streaming immediately.
kind of
But,
like
like,
Morbius. It's got to be one of those legendary failures. It looks like.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Everything that Jared Leto touches.
$1 jokillion.
Yeah, I don't think I can
Like
do this.
it seems like just like a terribly advised movie on the whole, which it makes it interesting to me because I just sort of enjoy observing weird failures.
And I'm sorry, I'm not hip with the kids these days. Was Lady Gaga like a particular centerpiece of other movies, or was that just stunt casting?
I think
She's done some acting.
she's been in a few good movies. She was in A
She's
Star
done
Is
a few
Born,
things.
which I did not like, but recognize as a good movie.
Okay, Bob, do you want a hint? Because
Go on.
So I don't know if this is part of the solution, but I saw this video equip the bow, then cast fire and then shoot like a fire shot.
Ah, that does work. Thank you. I don't know why you're watching videos about Sword of Mana, but I'm not going to argue with it.
Well, I was trying to get you past your in your time of need. Like,
Well, now since I used the MP to open that up, I better sit down and refill my MP because I'll probably run into a monster that needs it.
yeah, that's just true to life. Like you just did something, you need to rest, man.
I'm gonna need a good sit after that. That was my favorite thing about the Final Fantasy VII remakes is the fact that every time Cloud sees a bench, he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have a good
I can
sit."
go for a good sit.
Phew, Aerith, just give me a minute. Just let me chill. It'll be cool. I'll be ready to beat Sephiroth soon. Maybe one of those nice birds will come over and I can pet it.
I
Twitter
don't think
user
I know
party-
that much about Lady Gaga.
Twitter user Party Garbage has announced, okay, no one who isn't rich doesn't have that magical hole in the middle of a spaghetti spoon to measure the perfect amount of a single spaghetti portion. Do the size of a quarter on your first try and strain it with a fork if your strainer and colander wasn't stolen.
Oh, do
Ask
you have a
me for more
colander? Those
info
are
if you
important.
don't have a fork. Oh, God. What the hell is a spaghetti spoon? I have to look this up.
It's one of those spoons with like all the
Mm.
big spikes on the side.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, that thing. I always wonder what that thing is called.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
let me see.
You don't know how to cook if you haven't been just randomly grabbing a wad of spaghetti and saying, "This will probably be about the right amount."
Yeah.
Oh,
Spaghetti enough.
Is this enough
okay,
spaghetti?
geez.
Oh, you know what? And inevitably it will be the wrong amount of spaghetti because you will cook a certain amount of spaghetti assuming that you're not very hungry and you'll have leftovers, but no, that night you were ravenous, or your guests are ravenous, your children are ravenous, or your son who refuses to eat anything but buttered noodles will consume half of his weight in buttered spaghetti. And he's like, son, the rest of us would like spaghetti too. And he's like, quiet, old man, I'm chewing.
More noodles.
More noodles. He'll slap his stomach like Heart from fucking Hokuto no Ken.
There is one singular truth to life, and it is you're never, like you're never gonna have too much spaghetti. Like you're usually not gonna have enough spaghetti.
Boil more spaghetti, boys. Boil those
You'll
noodles.
you'll find some use for it.
Yeah, I
So
mean that's the
is it-
thing. Like, what are you gonna like throw it out? And you'll have spaghetti again later, man. It'll be all right.
As
Inject the
annoyingly
spaghetti into my bloodstream.
photoshopped as this image looks, it is an actual product. It is called a
Let me see. Let me
pasta.
see.
It's called a what?
Oh, it's a
Pasta-
dinosaur.
Yeah. It's a pasta scoop, but it looks like a dinosaur.
Well, that makes everything more whimsical.
But it doesn't have the hole in it for the measuring spaghetti, which I don't know anybody that's ever actually done that before. But I also don't make spaghetti,
Me.
so.
It's like I refuse to do anything in the kitchen that is not Instagram short approved.
Sorry, I'm
I
looking
don't
at
know.
drill
I
tweets again.
just cook an entire pound of pasta and
Um,
then just make 4 or 5 meals out of it. I
Well,
don't know.
like one box of pasta and one jar of sauce are,
Exactly.
it's the perfect ratio. Like I this is one area in which modern factory food production has not failed us.
One of few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
This week I
Godfather
discovered
party
that one of
rack.
the this week I discovered that one of the other foods my son will
Speaking
reliably
of-
eat is the Slim Jim. So now I am
The Slim Jim.
deeply troubled.
The
I've never
noble
had a
Slim
Slim
Jim.
Jim.
I definitely, when I was in like 4th grade, went through a Slim Jim period where like that was my main
Where
way
you
of
could snap
eating.
into things constantly.
Ex-
That was the
Exactly.
entire food pyramid.
I remember
Do
my
they
dad
actually
putting Slim
snap?
Jims in an Easter basket. And I was like, yeah, this is the way it should
Now
be.
we can snap together, son.
Snap with me, son. Snap with me like the old days.
Sobbing,
he
staring at a
hears
picture of Randy Savage.
Speaking of dinosaurs, I think either my mom or her coworker got like this little toy dinosaur. It's like, the ones that move and stuff. And she was, but they need batteries. And she got one of those for like my baby brother. And
That's sweet.
he saw it and like he immediately got scared of it.
That's
And
the
when
tragic endpoint.
it's like whenever like one of us holds it up to him, he starts crying.
A child
He's
should
like-
not be fearful of the noble dinosaur.
Don't fear the dino. It's like too late. Too late. The dino holds only fear for me now.
And it's like I think I mentioned this in the Discord. Like she got another thing for him, like
We
a
got ducks
monster
and
truck.
helmets.
How do you do with the monster
I'm scared
truck?
of that too.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's good. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
child being
terrible.
afraid
Don't
of
get me
monster
wrong.
trucks and dinosaurs. I don't even know what's happening
It's
anymore.
like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what's gone wrong here, but
How,
something has
how
gone
does
wrong.
how does your smaller sibling feel about the aeroplane? Like,
I'll
were
have
you to
to
say,
see.
"Here comes an aeroplane," would they be like, "Oh no"?
Cocoa Bob,
Please, Brother Chrome, take that away from me.
Cocoa Bob.
All right, good night, everybody.
Have a
Have
good
a
night.
good one.
Sleep well.
Night.
Why did you add an extra letter into the word airplane?
Aeroplane.
As you twirl your handlebar mustache.
I am still angry that they took away my dirigible.
I have hit the
the
halfway
airplane.
point on this lap of this blanket. The halfway
Yay.
point of the first round, I will say.
I'm looking at drill tweets again.
As you should.
I
Because,
am
like,
surprised you ever
I
stopped.
I have clicked back to this game like maybe 3 or 4 times. Each time I'm just disgusted by what I've seen.
As well,
I
you
have-
should be.
I have it on my laptop while I'm doing the yarn work, and it's like basically past my work, so it's a background image. It is very flashy and practically seizure-inducing, I'm sure, for a lot of people.
I would have been playing Metaphor during this, but decided that Metaphor deserved more attention than that.
That's fair. Yeah, no, Metaphor's got words. You should listen to those words.
Epic. Supreme Court rules Nabisco is legally allowed to label their products as homemade after forcing their employees to live in the factory.
God help us, we're almost there. Yeah, what was the Onion article this week? Was like Supreme Court rules to open the tomb of the nefarious Batabat. Like, we're just about there.
Thinking about a, quote, cock ring, unquote, for the neck that strangles all the blood into the brain and gives you what is essentially a mental erection.
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a chicken thing. This is what happens when my brain moves faster than my ears.
Just filling in the gaps immediately.
You live in a nicer world.
I live in what?
A nicer world, as opposed to one where people like cinch their dicks with rings in order to maintain erections.
I don't even want to consider that.
Welcome back. So, a friend was saying yesterday in a group a voice chat that they had they paused between words, and I'll explain. I can't give the punchline before I say the thing, and this is a terrible way to explain it. But they said they had made COVID vaccine appointments.
Okay.
But there was a delay between vaccine and appointments. So we're all like, what, you just like stirred it up in your kitchen or?
They made COVID vaccines. Just working this out.
Just cooking it up.
Yeah, you just look up the recipe online.
Hey, Mr. White, what are we doing today?
Magic wand in the kitchen, it's fine.
Oh, God.
Not that kind of magic wand.
I'm sorry, my brain is still ruined by the fucking mental erection joke.
I gathered, which is why I knew where we went with that. Anyway, next.
My
Moving
brain
right along.
is still
Mental
ruined.
erections.
Everyone less mentally ill than me is privileged. Everyone more mentally ill than me is toxic. Everyone equally mentally ill as me is cool.
Uh-oh.
Words to
This
live
is
by.
true.
Dangerous place to be.
For like 8 months, I thought COVID was one of those joke diseases where you ask what's COVID and the other guy tells you to suck his nuts.
Wow. Okay.
Marijuana did Columbine.
Dude, we were close to that when it happened, okay?
There's some things you don't joke about.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that, like, there was like, oh, it was totally Doom and stuff like that shit.
I am Donald Penis Trump, known and hated for my inflammatory rhetoric, as well as my old mafia-style racism. Looking forward to posting here.
Speaking of unhinged,
Looking forward to posting here.
Bad news, folks. I waited in line for 16 hours to see the Queen, but by the time I got there, she was fucking dead.
oh no.
That was basically Beats Vacation.
Oh, this is an exact marking of when Elon turned Twitter Blue into a verification factory. You just paid $8 to eat my ass, stupid. Hashtag block the blue. Help, Elon. Help post dog coin.
I forgot
Having
that
a
was
bad
a
one.
thing. Holy crap.
Oh, Elon.
Having a bad one. First, my Lockheed Martin investment tanks after the CEO posts his penis. Now Cold Stone Creamery just called me the N-word.
2020 was a weird time.
Got some good tweets out of it.
There was like that one guy on Twitter.
Just the
that
one,
was
huh?
Just that
No.
one dude. This motherfucker.
I'm thinking of a specific guy, yeah, but like it's like I don't know. He got into like I guess like political discussions and whatever. But they found out that he was like almost 40 and like a Nepo hire at like Lockheed Martin.
Oh, there's like a bazillion people that could be.
Yeah, like still hasn't narrowed down.
I don't know, like he was called Anna Mardal or something.
Oh, I remember that person.
Yeah.
The Godfather, Part Iraq, 2004. In this fourth installment of the Godfather series, the Godfathers head to Iraq to settle the score of 9/11.
What was the one thing that they... freaking... There was a script on Earth that they tried to do that with Bloodsport, but then, like, they missed the window.
I mean, if you asked the fucking Bloodsport man what he was doing after 9/11, he would talk about, like, exploding 9 million people's heads.
If he was on that plane, he would have become the plane.
Which one was that? What was that fucking dude's name?
Frank Dukes.
Yeah, Frank Dukes. But yeah, that motherfucker would just, like, if you ask him what he was doing at any given moment, he will find, like, an excuse to explain how he was, like, killing 9 million people in an underground street fight.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the I think it was distinctly on the Dog Zone, but Sean maybe did the math on, like, he said how many people he fought in that tournament, and if it was like a one-on-one bracket, literally exponentially, it had to feature more people than ever lived on Earth.
You're missing Frank Duke's discussion?
I can live with that.
I can't believe it.
Sometimes you just have to, like, pick your battles.
Your
Can't
Frank Dukes
always be on
battles.
100% of the time, so, Frank Duke's discussion, I gotta, like, accept that I'm not gonna be around for it. It's fine.
Just need to say to anyone reading this, you are important, you are loved, and you belong in this world if you have over 5,000 followers.
If you have over...
Not it.
Over 5,000 what?
Followers.
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay, so it has been noted that the water around here sucks. That's why it's green. So that does make sense.
So it's toxic waste. Got it.
Something like that. I mean, there
The
was
entire
literally a
time.
Hydra, and I don't know. Brownie Brown has also done some other games with some environmental themes. So
Like the Sonic
Sour
Spinball
apple
game?
flavored.
yes,
Thankfully,
like
not
Sonic
that
Spinball.
one.
Wait, Brownie
I'm
Brown
so
made
mad
Sonic
now.
No,
Spinball?
seriously, like,
No.
was it? Or are we being smart?
The other
Brownie
game,
Brown
Brownie
did Mother
Brown,
3.
that I'm referring to is Mother 3, which had a very environmental theme.
Oh.
Mother 3 introduces capitalism in Chapter 4. There's no money in the game until then.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent game for proving why capitalism sucks ass.
Why do we need a game for that?
Also,
There's a
you
couple.
briefly play as a monkey named Salsa.
Well, that sounds adorable.
Mother 3 is a
It is
great
while
game.
it lasts.
Oh.
Yeah, Salsa is forced to sell happy boxes,
Something like that.
which appear to be TVs.
Well, that sounds about right. For what year did that come out?
2004.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, wait, 2006. Never mind, doesn't matter.
Meh. Same
I mean,
difference at that point.
Mother 3 really is a game that I could spend the rest of my life writing about the individual themes in it, and it's just a shame that it has not come out in America at all.
It never will. I love it when Nintendo fans, like, get super pissed off and start screaming at Nintendo to release Mother 3, and it's like, oh yeah, sure. Nintendo is absolutely going to release a Game Boy Advance game in the year of our Lord 2024.
A Game Boy Advance game that pretty much is let's say, problematic in how many different people it will offend.
It has no intention of doing so, but it will because of the choices that were made when it was created.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yep.
even just the whole anti-capitalism stint could bother a number of people.
I mean, those people
Well,
deserve to
yeah,
be
but those
bothered. I don't give
people,
a fuck
who
if
cares
they get
about that?
upset.
Yeah,
But like other
people who
stuff
like
that I'm aware of
capitalism
in
are
the
people who
game,
buy things.
other stuff that like I'm aware of in the game would be like, oh yeah, maybe walk
Well
that one back
intentioned,
a
but
little
this
bit.
didn't work quite right.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what happened?
I can't say their names.
I was about to
Oh.
say, like, there's one thing that the obvious translation for it is literally something we don't like saying out loud.
Yep.
It's one of those things that, like, it was slow motion for polite society to realize, oh wait, this is a slur.
Okay, hold on.
The Romani people, it is a slur for their
Oh,
them.
Yeah,
Also-
Matt Romani people.
Also, like you get the impression that they're trying to do trans representation, but it's not great.
It's very specifically people that Shigesato Itoi has encountered as a, like, at that time, Japanese man in his like late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I would say it
interesting.
was absolutely well intentioned, but oh boy, if he made it today, he would not have made it.
I was about to say it's the kind
Like
of
the
thing.
point was never to offend people. Like
Yeah, no.
if they were making it again and someone said, "Hey, that makes me uncomfortable or unhappy," he would absolutely change it. But also, he's now a 70-year-old man.
And I will say it's the kind of thing. It's a representation thing. I would say that you see with well-intentioned things, where basically they say, "Hey, these people you're making fun of, they're just like us," but you still are saying they're just like us
Just
in a
because
way
they're
of othering
weird.
them. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
just because they're weird, you shouldn't be. But no, you. Why are you saying that they're weird though? Like that doesn't help make things better.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's one of those type of deals. And also, there is definitely a scene that kind of vaguely plays with them. Like, how do I put it? The implications can be interpreted as like something terrible is happening here, and like that's supposed to be the joke, but it's a joke that has been made at the hands of like trans and homosexual communities that like maybe we don't need to make that joke.
Also, like, let's not kid ourselves. Final Fantasy VII.
I
Yeah,
mean, Final
yeah,
Fantasy VII remake just cut that scene entirely.
yeah.
As
It has a
damn well
honeybee
should
end
have.
scene, for better or worse.
Mostly for better.
Hot take. In my attempt to replay Final Fantasy VII, which I just sort of gave up on after I reached the end of that one cave that crashed the game on Switch for some reason, which weird.
Oh,
I would
son
have
of a
just
bitch.
cut
Okay,
Don
go on.
Cornero's entire thing. Just skip the whole thing. It's fine. We don't need it. There's no part of it that I feel like it just destroyed the pacing. I don't feel like it added anything to the game. It was just edgelord shit for edgelord shit's sake.
I mean, the problem is actually that it's not edgelord shit. The problem is that, as far as they were concerned at the time, it was comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I don't like that portion of the game at all. Like I don't like it as as I don't like it for like what it is, and I also don't like it for what it's trying to be. And I don't even like it like as a weird trading quest. Oh, see what how high you can get your secret score bit. It just sucks in general. It's just bad. How did a remake handle it, if at all?
Remake, there's still like a trading sequence. It's less like it's mostly just an excuse to once again be like, yeah, it's fun to watch Tifa and Aerith, and to a lesser extent Cloud, talk about how they're going to like beat the shit out of Corneo and rip his genitals off.
I mean,
That's-
okay, sure. Like if you're gonna keep any part, that's the part to keep.
Yeah, Tifa and Aerith are definitely more bold.
There's
this.
less like they're helpless.
Yeah, they're definitely like warriors from.
That's where the gif of Aerith hitting someone with a chair comes from.
Okay. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you're making a video game in the year 1997, you should be like, all right, we have limited resources, and we only have so many people to work on all things. How much of those resources are we going to dedicate to the rape dungeon? I would
In
say
1997,
zero.
for 1997, they kind of actually had infinite resources. That's kind of the problem.
In the grand scheme of 1997.
Yeah, they suddenly found themselves at the point where they could make the rape dungeon, and that was the issue.
But yeah, in remake, like they kept it mostly as sort of a pointed repudiation of the othering that they did in the original.
I mean, I guess fine, but like, whatever. I still would have just skipped it entirely.
Like
Make
the
fans
entire
cry.
bit is just like, oh yeah, there's a lot of queer people here. Like they're just trying to live in just trying to live and survive in this world.
Yeah,
I
sure,
will
fair.
say that one thing I did not like about what was the official Rebirth, the sequel?
Yeah, Rebirth.
The one thing I did not like about Rebirth is that basically everybody gets out of Midgar. Like, you see them hanging around in other places. And I kind of liked the idea of Honeybee characters and everybody, they're kind of stuck in Midgar forever, and that's like their lot in life, so to speak. And the idea that they get the vacation in Costa del Sol is kind of like, really? Okay.
I get what you're getting at, but they also just wanted to have those characters back.
Oh, and I know 100% the reason they return is because there'd be no other way for them to return. Like, you don't get to go back to Midgar, but they can leave, and you can have a gym mini game at the Costa del Sol retreat. But
that was fun.
It is, yeah. No, it was fun to deal with those characters, but I feel like it reduced the impact of them all being in the world because, like I said, my impression of Midgardians was that their life kind of sucks because they're stuck under the dome and whatever, and they're never getting out. And just the idea that they get to go on summer vacation is kind of weird to me.
Well, you'll note it's only the movers and shakers there that got to go.
I mean, movers and shakers and an entire gym got a summer retreat.
I thought the gym was a different set of people.
I assumed it was the same, but I have not played.
I read it as being a different gym.
Okay, because I got the impression it was supposed to be the same gym people. Just
I'd have to look at it again.
They got a
but
summer
I got the
vacation,
impression it was a different gym.
It has been some time since I played Remake.
Damn, CalScript, you are getting just absolutely wailed on.
I was gonna say it's almost like he knew somebody was watching.
Yeah.
Play fighting games like no one's watching.
Side note: counter programming.
So this game still just sucks fucking ass. I'm so bored of it. Please stop.
I mean, just for the sake of being able to say it, I want to get to the quote unquote next area because then
you just want to make it to the werewolves of every game.
Oh, I made it to the werewolf earlier, and I did find some ducks, so I was happy with that.
Okay, so like
I've never seen.
Having watched multiple mana games and actually like made.
Lady?
Oh, sorry. Her name is. What is the Wish guitar lady's name actually? I completely
Gog?
Eno. Okay.
Eno,
cool.
yes. Brian.
All right. Goggle Bob. Having watched several mana games at this point, why does the series exist?
Because it's very
genuine
pretty.
Question. Please
People
answer.
got baby bird brain about Secret of Mana.
I mean, even Final Fantasy Adventure.
No, that's an unacceptable answer. I don't accept that answer. I realize that's cheating, but I don't accept it.
Sorry for yelling while the stream is still on.
You're good.
You're fine.
You're
good.
always allowed
Nobody
to
should
yell,
be
Callie.
watching this stream.
I'm
exactly
getting absolutely destroyed by the voice of Kasumi Tendo.
The term you're looking for is bodied.
I mean, this
actually
game...
he seems to be winning this round somehow.
That username.
Don't jinx it! Don't jinx it!
This game is a master class in taking something that is fairly simple and just adding 1,000 things to it that don't in any way enhance it, but makes everything take longer. Like I have completely ignored there's like a crafting system, and sure,
Why would
like,
in a Game Boy game? Really?
a Game Boy Advance game. Thank you.
That was
Minecraft?
implied. You know, Minecraft was the first game released on the Game Boy Advance. It's true. Look it up.
More like Minecraft.
Minecraft was on the Game Boy.
Please do not listen
Like, I
to
don't
horrible
believe
things
that
that
at
you just
all.
said.
I don't know what to do with it.
Rambling man. Beach lying. Trying to make a living.
I would
Well, the
never
fact
lie.
that
I would never lie about something as
Minecraft-
important as Minecraft.
It's
Minecraft
time
is a
to
mobile
leave,
game,
and
and
hope
that
you'll
just
understand
me.
Exactly.
that I was born a rambling man.
You can pretend that was in
You
reference
were
to
so
something that happened in
close,
Savannah.
Callie. So close.
Kind of on the wrong end
Not
of a
that you had to
gun.
jinx that.
I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus,
I'm
rolling
sorry.
down Highway 41.
I lost my train of thought.
Lord,
train?
I was
Oh,
born
right.
a rambling man.
Trains only run on one track.
What
Trying to make a
track?
living, doing the best I
It's
can.
like, oh, well,
When
what's
it's
which lady's
time
name
to
again?
leave, you know,
I know.
understand.
Oh.
And I was born a
It,
rambling man.
I heard like 2 different pronunciations.
It's Eno.
It was
The-
literally the letter I-N-O.
But it is
Yeah,
So-
she
the
is definitely
pronunciation's
named
Eno.
for Brian Eno of the band
Ah, we?
Queen.
Yeah,
Queen. Yeah, they
It's
they
like
were
I
the
saw-
pre-Green Day.
Woof.
it's like I
dare
saw
you.
the guitar and I was like, hold up, who's this?
New Orleans this morning.
I still
How
like
dare
guitars,
you.
even though I haven't.
From Nashville,
Even though
Tennessee.
the one I borrowed from my brother is still
Always
collecting
having a good
dust.
time down on the bayou. Them Dixon women think the world of me. Lord, I was born
Finish this
a rambling
lap.
At least this game you don't have to fight with the
Trying to
inventory
make a
being
living
taken
and
up too
doing
much.
the best I can. And
No,
when it's
Max.
time for leaving, I hope you'll understand that I was born a rambling man.
I also like the Persona series. This is a game where they dedicatedly make your backup character like a character with HP and everything. But if you run out of HP, despite the fact that your backup character could just use a revive item on you, you'd be back instantly.
I've seen what your
it's
backup
game
character
over.
does. I can't imagine them actually doing that.
You can technically switch the control of your backup character. Like, there's no reason you can't just die and then control
You
the
can
backup character to do
technically baloney.
that.
Well, it's like it's like Tekken Tag. Like if you don't
Oh,
tag
yeah.
out before your point character runs out of life, then you know.
I think it's Tekken Tag that, having played that back when the PlayStation 2 released, every other game that has a tag team thing, I get worried that it's the same conditions as Tekken Tag. That it's like, oh no, I'm running low on health, I need to switch.
More Tekken Tornado Tag.
There. We've made it to Wendell,
Was it worth it? Not in the slightest.
the home of Kiba the Sage.
Now I want to get my guitar out of its package.
Oh, your
Well, not
characters are
packaging, I
named
don't know
Dog
what-
and Bob.
I don't know what the
Case.
guitar thing is.
Borgle, Borgle.
Case?
It's not. It's not a hard case, so I.
It's still a case. It contains the thing.
All right, we have officially,
Kind of like
in
the
my
bag.
opinion, played enough Sword of Mana.
Man,
So-
I could have told you that hours ago.
You did?
2 hours ago. So we are done with Sword of Mana. We're never coming back to this. Next week we will play, I believe, the DS game. The first
Yay.
There were
DS
two DS
game.
games.
Yes, the first DS game. And then after that, finally, we'll get to the PS2 game, which vaguely inspired this whole thing.
That sounds awful.
Exactly. There
Disgusting.
are worse mana games yet to come. Thank you,
Why would
Baby
you do
Bird
this to
Yet
Brain.
to
us?
come.
But for now, we're going to wrap it up. So
Welcome to
everybody have a
your
good night,
life.
and I'm going to go watch some counter
Sorry.
There's
programming.
no turning
Night.
Good
back.
night.
Good night.
Good.